as you go about life, I think it's good to remember that there's two ways of thinking about being in the world, doing things. What are you going to do? What am I going to do with my life? Oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Right. You want to be saying to yourself, like, I can make things happen. I am going to do what I must. I am going to do what I need to do. I'm going to make shit happen. I'm going to be proactive. I am going to write out my goals and I'm going to move towards them. And I'm not going to fall into bad habits that are going to derail me from my goals. I'm going to... I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Right. Cultivating this discipline, self-control, this ability to take action, feeling confident in your ability to take action. That's very important. That's something that I have to constantly develop in myself, because this has always been a struggle for me. And it's been something that I've always known that I've been lacking with. So I had to make a lot of effort to be proactive. But I'm pretty good at it to some degree now. So that's one thing. But the other thing, right, is that you have to be in tune with the energy that's going on in the entire world, right? Because sometimes no matter how hard you try and push, how much effort you try and put in, how much you really try and buckle down, hustle, or whatever, you're trying to do something. No matter how hard you put in, it's just like within you just feel this like... Like within you just feel like, what's the point though? What's the point? What's the point in reaching these goals? What's the point in putting in work? Like, can't really be fucked right now. Can't really be fucked. And this feeling is not wrong. It is actually right. But it's interesting because you have to be very sensitive, because this energy could be, this could be coming from, I don't know, like some kind of trauma response or some kind of, I don't know what you want to call it. Like, it takes sensitivity to know, like, is this energy something that I've got to overcome, or is this something I've got to ride with, I've got to flow with? Because look, man, it's like there's always gonna be periods of life where you need rest and you need recalibration, reorientation. Like, you need to sit down and let the answers come to you rather than being so assertive on the goals that you're going after. Sometimes you need to recalibrate, like rethink about what do I actually want and why do I actually want it, but not even actively thinking that, just kind of like letting go and just letting life happen. And I think there's just energy in like the entire world that, I mean, man, there's so many unseen factors that come into play that make you feel a certain way. The weather changes how you feel, how you think about the world and yourself and other people and your goals and whatever. But like, yeah, man, like there's so much happening in the world. Everything has a ripple effect. And so all the ways in which you feel, it's like, to some extent, you're not fully accountable for all the ways that you feel and all the ways that you're slacking off or whatever, however you want to think about it, because it's like there's so much energy happening that's affecting everything else. It's like you can't really hold yourself responsible for all that energy. You know what I mean? Like, so sometimes it's like you may need time where you're not doing anything. And you might be thinking like, oh my God, well, I'm not doing anything. I'm so like off track or whatever. But in hindsight, you might look back at this period of time where you're not doing anything as necessary. It's like life's way of showing you that this is just the necessary thing that you need in life, right? Does that make sense? Like, so it's like having faith or trust that things are working out how they're supposed to be working out. And again, like, this is kind of hard to it's hard to know if it's hard to know if you should let go a bit and let the answers come, or if it's like you are just kind of being lazy. I don't know, man. I think it's just patience. Man, things come at a lot slower rate than we'd like them to. I've actually realized, like, things take a lot longer and a lot more hard work than I initially expect them to or hope them to, like everything, man, like, takes a lot longer than you think and more hard work than you think. It's like you can have a vision of your life, how you want your life to be. But like you can have that in an instant. But man, it might even take decades to get to that. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, shit, dude. Shit. Or, it's like you might have times when you feel so on track with something, and then all of a sudden it's like, why am I feeling so much with this depression and anxiety? What's going on here? I thought I was on the right path. I thought things were going well. What's happened now? And again, there's so much energy happening all around that you've not even seen. There's a ripple effect coming in, right? And, this may just be necessary. It may be something that's actually helping you. What if instead of seeing these things that you don't like as like hindrances, what if you started seeing them as things that are helping you? And you don't need to know how they're helping you, but just see it that way and have faith that it is helping you. I mean, the more, let's say, depression or anxiety you feel, the more you are understanding those feelings and the more that you're understanding yourself. And with that understanding, you're going to be integrating this understanding. So then maybe after this phase of feeling anxious and depressed and whatever, afterwards, it's like you have this understanding and now you can bring that new understanding out into the world and you can start acting in the world in a different way that is got this understanding. you see, for like the last few weeks now, it's like, I don't know, man. I've got no, like, I got no desires that, no big goals that I'm thinking about or want. It's just like, just nothing coming up, and see, that's okay. And I've just been walking and just like sitting down and just sitting there, closing my eyes, sitting there for 20 minutes, getting up, walking again, doing the same. I've been just taking naps, just sit down and and I just not lying down and just have a nap. Like, maybe this is exactly what my nervous system needs right now. Maybe my nervous system is recalibrating, But, I also noticed these thoughts coming in that there's like a resistance to this. There's like, the thoughts are like, oh, but you can't just do this, you need to keep moving, you need to keep moving. You got more work to do, there's more things to be done here. And I think that's just our cultural conditioning, This culture of productivity, constantly moving, never acknowledging and valuing true rest. And by true rest, I mean like literally like what I just said, like sitting down, doing absolutely nothing, Listening to music is not rest, eating food is not rest, watching movies is not rest. Your mind is still active in those things. Your body's still active in those things. You need to like rest, sit down and like let your nervous system digest all the consumption of life that you've just been living. Let it integrate, let it soak up what you've been living. Let your thoughts think without you being the thinker of thoughts. Let the thoughts come. Because it's like the thoughts that are coming up that might give you discomfort, that might be disturbing, that might be like, oh my God, these thoughts, they're hard to think. They're hard to think. These thoughts, oh my God. It's like your mind is working out, like your mind is trying to discharge illusion. See, all the suffering that you feel from the thoughts going on, it's like, oh my God. It's trying to discharge illusion. Does that make sense? I don't know. So yeah, patience, man. Like, we go about life, so much happens, like we need time to sit down and for our whole body and mind to process what we've just lived. Most of the time, man, like I don't think we're having enough time to process what we've been experiencing. And it's not something that you actively do. Again, it's just like you sit down, you let go, and your body kind of processes it, recalibrates itself. And that sometimes may be a painful process, but also maybe a blissful process. Depends what you've just experienced in life. And yeah, patience. Like, things take a fucking long time. I mean, longer than you want. You see, the ego wants everything in an instant, but oftentimes it comes very slowly and like gradually. Like, it's a very gradual process. For instance, like, I've been off the internet a lot more than usual, you know. And as I've talked about in these videos, you know, I don't take my phone with me, I don't take my earbuds with me. I'm like, you know, and prior to this, I was already like not as fucking internet consumption-y as most people, but you know, we've gone even further now. And so that, you know, like, these, as I've done this, it's like there's more like suffering within me, and I'm like, oh my god, feeling kind of into this like pessimistic kind of view, a bit more of a depressy kind of view. But it's like, I think this is normal. This is like withdrawal effects from like not consuming so many people's faces online, and like, you know what I mean? It's like when you quit anything, it's like, yeah, you best believe that you're gonna have withdrawal effects. You know, it's because you're so habituated to something. It's like you cut it out. It's like, you know, your body wants it, but again, it needs to recalibrate. It needs to rewire itself to the new baseline. And so it's like, you know, my hope with getting off the internet, you know, I'm not fully off it, but it's like more than before. The hope with this is to be more like in the actual physical world of people. Like, yeah, just be more in the physical world, man. And yeah, and then it's like, yeah, I want to connect more in the physical world, you know, because, you know, like I've said a lot in these videos, I've been getting all my like social needs met, not all of them, but like a lot of it, been getting it met artificially on like YouTube and whatever else, you know, consuming people's faces and ideas and voices or whatever. And so, you know, I go into the world and it's like, you know, I experience this, you know, I still experience this like, hiding away within me, like, not always, but I'm just saying, like what I'm trying to say is, it's like, you know, you can't really expect to ditch the artificial thing and get the real thing immediately. Like, it's going to take time, and it's going to be a painful process, you know, just like if you were an alcoholic and you drank alcohol every day because it filled you up with this sense of confidence within yourself. It's like, if you quit straight away, cold turkey, no more alcohol, because your goal was to develop that confidence within yourself independent of alcohol, then it's like, man, like, if you're gonna expect to get that confidence right off the bat instantly after you quit alcohol, you got a hell of a lot more suffering that's going to be added onto your already existing suffering that's going to be there from the withdrawal effects of coming off alcohol, you know? Like, like, shit, dude, like, fuck, like, there's so many things in our lives that can give us the instant, what we're looking for, the instant thing, you know? Alcohol gives us confidence. Weed gives us spiritual insight. Or whatever else, you know. And it's like, to develop these things in yourself genuinely, that's going to take, like, man, years and years, decades and decades. It's going to be a lifelong process, you see. There's so many things that we can just pick up and use that are going to give us what we want instantly. But in the long run, it actually takes away that very thing that we're looking for in that substance or whatever. This is addiction, man. Addiction, you know, this like, addiction is such a massive theme in my life. And I see addiction as, you see, most people see addiction as just like, oh yeah, you know, you can be addicted to alcohol and tobacco and whatever else. I see addiction as, it has nothing to do with the substance. It's like, addiction is just like, the intention to cover up your pain. I mean, man, I could say many definitions, but, you know, it's like, most people don't take this idea of addiction far enough, because it's like, when I look out into the world, it's like, I see everybody as an addict. Like, everybody's a fucking addict. You know what I mean? Everybody is addicted to, you know, the clothes they wear, the identity that they identify with. They're addicted to worldviews. You know, it's like, addiction is like something that causes you suffering, but you just can't help but fucking do it, because it's like, it gives you something in the moment. And of course, it's like, you know, anything that you identify with, that's going to cause you suffering, because you're not any of that anyway. Everything changes. And so it's like, you know, whatever, man. I don't know when I'm going on this tangent, but like, what was I even trying to say? Yeah, basically this point of, you know, being addicted to social media, you know, and again, like, being addicted doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing something every day. It's all about the intention of why you're doing it. You know what I mean? So being addicted to social media is it's just because you're not getting the real social needs met in life, obviously. Right? Obviously. Anyway, I don't know, man. I don't know. So yeah, I guess what I'm saying is, like, it takes time to recalibrate to a new way of being. And, you know, perhaps, you know, the real thing is never going to be as, like, intense as the artificial thing. You know, it's like, if you're getting, Oh man, I don't even know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, it just fuck, dude. Like, it takes tremendous amount of pain, a willingness to face pain, if you want to be good. You know what I mean? Like, it's so much easier to just get the instant hits of what you're looking for, rather than take the time to develop the real thing in yourself. Like, anyway, man, this is a bunch of thoughts. Hope you got some value from it. If you want to talk some more, come join the Truth Playground. That's our online community. Top link in the description. Click that link. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.